What's up, YouTube? Nick K. Welcome back. This is imaging and production tutorials for radio. In the last video, we set up this template with a master fader, 3 music channels, sound design channels, voiceover bus, and voiceover channels. In this video, we are going to be loading all of your basic voiceover plugins onto the bus to give these voiceover channels a great effect. And again, the bus is there so that you don't have to individually load different plugins onto every single channel. You don't have to individually EQ, compress, limit each and every single channel. It's for efficiency, it's for consistency, and it's also to make your workflow a whole lot easier. So let's get cracking. Let's get straight into it. I've brought in Mr. Voiceover Man, Chad. Say hello, Chad.
Didn't get Macklemore tickets?
Chad's got Macklemore tickets to give away. Now, there is no right or wrong when it comes to what you put on your voiceover bus. I'm going to tell you what I put on mine, and it's very basic, stripped back, minimal, and then for individual effects, I affect individual channels. But for the basic voiceover bus, what I want my voiceover to sound like if I was to move it to any channel, I will put on 4 things: an EQ, a compressor, a reverb, and a limiter. Why each of those things is important. An EQ is important for bringing out the frequencies in the voice. You don't want the voice to sit flat in the mix. You want to bring out the highs and the lows, give it dynamic and range. In a compressor, you want to make sure that there's no real soft points in the voice or real high points in the voice. You want it to all kind of sit nicely and also just kind of squash it together, make it, compressed and sit really well in the mix. A reverb, it adds a bit of shine to a voiceover. It makes it more than just a commercial where one person's talking to another person or you're trying to sell something. It gives it that, superior feeling if you've got a little bit of reverb on your voice. Now, I'm talking the most minimal amount, like 3%. We'll look at that in a sec. And then the limiter at the very end, just to make sure that it's loud enough, because once you bring in music and effects and stuff, you might lose what the voiceover is doing. So you want to make sure that it sits nicely on top of everything that's going on, because vocal clarity, clarity of message is always what's most important in radio imaging and production. So let's start. EQ, first thing on the bus. Let's go. Multi-channel plug-in EQ. Loads of EQs you can choose from. There's no right or wrong answer. It's only what you think sounds good. So, and again, this goes for what I'm about to do here. There's no right, well, there is right or wrong for how to do an EQ. There's kind of a basic how-to, and that's what I'm going to show you. But really, you just keep messing with it until it sounds good. This is the bass end, the mids, and the treble, the high end of the voice. So I'm just going to stop talking for a second and mess around with this until it sounds good, and then we'll look at what we've done. Okay, here we go.
Didn't get Macklemore tickets? Didn't get Macklemore tickets? Don't worry. Didn't get Macklemore tickets? Didn't get Macklemore tickets? Don't worry. We've got tickets every day this week. Don't worry. Don't worry, be happy now. Don't worry. Didn't get Macklemore tickets? Didn't get Macklemore tickets? Don't worry. We've got tickets every day this week. Don't worry. Didn't get Macklemore tickets? Didn't get Macklemore tickets? Don't worry. We've got tickets every day this week.
Okay, so that sounds good, doesn't it? You've got a nice bass area. I've cut out some mid-grounds, and I've brought the treble and the sibilants right up just to give it that bright, shiny feeling.
Didn't get Macklemore tickets?
Okay, I think that's nice. Let's go and add a compressor in. Now, there's loads of compressors again. If you want some good presets, you can click this one here, Compressor Gate, the C1. And on this, there are a few. There is the classic voiceover, which I like. I think it's good.
Didn't get Macklemore tickets?
It's quite good. There's also another one here called Multimedia Speech. I think it's a bit harsh.
Didn't get Macklemore tickets?
You can hear what I mean there. There's also another one that has an inbuilt EQ in it, which is quite nice to do as well. The C4 stereo. This one here, there's a good one called Voiceover.
Didn't get Macklemore tickets?
But I like, and I tend to go with Dynamic H compressor, and then there's a setting called Tight Vocal.
Didn't get Macklemore tickets? Didn't get Macklemore tickets?
I think it makes it sound punchy, tight, hot. Now what we're going to do is, now that we've sorted the EQ and compressor, let's put a bit of shine on it with some reverb. Again, many reverbs you can choose. I'm going to go for the basic. All the plugins I'm using, by the way, come standard with Pro Tools. That's why I'm using them, so everyone who's watching this will be able to do it. I like the plate setting, and I'm going to take it, like, that's 100%. You want about 3%.
Didn't get Macklemore tickets? Didn't get Macklemore tickets? Don't worry. We've got tickets every day this week.
Puts a bit of shine on it, do you know what I mean?
Don't worry.
Okay, now that we've done that, we've given it we've given it the frequencies with the EQ, we've compressed it, we've put some shine on it with reverb. Now we want to limit it, make sure it sits above everything that we're doing when we're mixing production together. So I'm going to go to put this L1 limiter. If you didn't see where I grabbed that from, there it is there. And I'm just going to bring the ceiling down to about minus 0.5. And then I'm just going to keep pulling the threshold down until you see your levels are in the yellow. Let's have a look.
Didn't get Macklemore tickets? Didn't get Macklemore tickets? Don't worry. We've got tickets every day this week. Don't worry.
Okay, so now...
Didn't get Macklemore tickets?
You can see those levels are cutting through. So when we bring in music, production, whatever, the voiceover will sit nicely on top of what it is that we're doing. We won't be losing what Chad's saying there. And also worth noting, if you were to move some of this stuff around to different channels, once we put other effects on it, it might be worth, some certain effects need to be boosted. So for example, if you were doing a high pass frequency, which cuts out all the low end, you might need to add another limiter on.
Didn't get Macklemore tickets?
So you can see.
Didn't get Macklemore tickets? Don't worry. We've got tickets every day this week. Don't worry. Don't worry, be happy now. Don't worry. We've got tickets every day this week.
Just to get it to cut through. If you're adding an effect, you might be losing some volume, some cut through. So you might need to just add a limiter. I tend to do that from time to time with certain effects. Now you can see there we've added a certain voiceover effect. It's called the high pass effect, where we just use only high frequencies in the voice.
Didn't get Macklemore tickets?
You've probably heard that loads in radio production. There's a nice teaser. Come back to the next video, and I'm going to show you 3 different voiceover effects that you can put on your template to make your template easily accessible for different voiceover effects, ready to go when you open it up. We'll look at the high pass filter. I'll show you a couple of different versions of it to give it more variance. We'll look at a dirty, grungy sound effect and also a wide stereo effect as well. Put those on your vocal chains and make your imaging template. We'll continue to grow it, as well as putting something on the master fader so that when we bounce down, everything is limited nice and perfectly. Hopefully this video tutorial was helpful for you. If it was, please, it would be kind of you to like and subscribe to my channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave any comments you want below as well. If you want me to cover something, let me know. If you've got feedback, let me know. It's all helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video where we look at different vocal effects on your template. We'll put that video up straight away as well, so come back. We'll do that next. I'll see you in a sec.